Hey guys, it's me, the FanFic Critic, with Archangel Assassin. Say hello.
Yo, what's up everybody? I'm sorry Game Sector's taking a while, but lots of stuff going on. But anyway.
Today we're doing a commentary on episode 110 of FanFic Critic, Peggy's Revenge.
Oh god, why? Why?
As you can see, Archangel here, she's still scarred for life.
Scarred for life? I've had nightmares!
I think we've all had nightmares. This fanfic was this fanfic was written by someone who's called Joe Jr. Shabba-Dabba-Doo, which was actually a Simpsons reference, but Archangel Assassin and I did not know that at the time. But they only wrote one story, and I think we all know the reason. I read the reviews that the story got, Peggy's Revenge, and most of them were not good, so yeah, they probably got discouraged from writing more. But then again, Hello Hamster took forever to write stories, and she didn't write any stories for a while, and then all of a sudden, bam, she had a whole bunch of them. So you never know. Maybe this person will start to write more stories, but most of us are hoping not. What do you think?
Oh my god, I swear if I see another one of those god-awful stories involving King of the Hill, it will ruin whatever hope I had left for that show.
Yeah. So here's the opening bit with Archangel Assassin sitting on her couch. She's watching episode 8 of FanFic Critic, the SpongeBob Marathon. And we filmed this at her house. And this was our very first co-review together. Archangel Assassin has showed up before in the Sparky Pursuit. She's the one who wrote that fanfic about me back in episode 46.
The one that spurred the whole Susan lives under the bed bit.
Yep, and so now having it filmed at her house was also trying to introduce her show in a sense as well for Game Sector, seeing she isn't actually the Game Sector setup with the hat and stuff, and this is normally where her show is recorded. But I hear that you have a new location now for the show?
Yeah, I'm going to be having a new location. It's just a matter of getting everything squared away and having the time to, just with everyday life going on, so.
Alright, well, I'm looking forward to when you finally do air another episode.
Well, I do gotta say the first episode actually has hit 100 views.
Well, yes, we all know.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I was shocked. I thought it would never break 100.
Yes. Now, like with all my other episodes, except for episode 120, this was improv. And I thought Liz did pretty good with the improv. I just love the look on your face there.
That's because I was talking about the authors, like Sin Dragon and Hello Hamster and I Kill Faggots and all that.
Yeah.
That definitely did not go well.
So what do you think of improv? Are you going to use it for your show, or are you going to script it?
I was thinking on scripting, but since I'm usually good at memorizing stuff and saying stuff, if I just rehearse it every now and again, I'm sure I can get it down. So
yeah.
I'll probably improv it because it's a lot better than writing out a script. I just gotta learn to be less fidgety in front of a camera. You can't really tell here, but my first episode of Game Sector, it's definitely noticeable.
Oh man, my first episode of FanFic Critic, which was awful
I did not mind that episode.
It was
Actually good.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, I'll admit there may have been some flaws, but it was definitely a good pilot. I mean, it could have been worse.
Yeah, and even though I made mistakes with reviewing the fanfic itself, the fanfic was still not that great. No offense to the quote-unquote author of the story. I agreed not to mention her name again, but we all know who she is.
Oh, yes, we do.
She made her presence quite known a few days ago, but out of respect, we're not going to say who she is.
Exactly.
But anyway, I think that if you practice enough, you'll get good at the improv. And I think this episode was a good start for you, you know what I mean? Because I thought you did really well with this.
Oh god, I just said Hello Hamster, I can definitely tell.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god, I'm mentioning names and you're freaking out.
Yeah.
Look at my face.
Okay, the author is...
Oh, by the way, guys, I'm going to be getting another one of those razors. Or straight blades.
What are you going to do with the old one?
I'm going to keep it, obviously. I'm just trying to figure out how the heck it's going to be introduced in the show, though. Because at some point, I want to do a spoof of Epiphany from Sweeney Todd.
I think if anything, at one point in Game Sector, once I get it going again, like I go to type in can sit there, I'm searching for codes, and I press one, all of a sudden, like, your old one appears out of nowhere, like, I'll borrow it from you or something. I'll be like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I have to say, the lighting in this room that you had was really great. Unfortunately, your parrot in the background was being so noisy.
Oh my god. I am so sorry for everyone about my mom's bird, Blue. He is just so annoying. He's a beautiful bird, don't get me wrong. But every time you try to watch TV or do something with peace and quiet, he squawks. But when you're doing something that's loud and noisy, he's quiet. He doesn't say anything. It's like, wow, bird, we did everything. We covered him up. We did all sorts of stuff, and he just wouldn't shut up.
Yeah. Now, you guys don't know this, but Liz and I were originally going to do another co-review together, and the episode ended up not working out because the fanfic that we chose, we didn't know how long it was. I actually checked after we tried to read, and it was about 9,000 words. And the bird kept on interfering, but I accidentally scared the bird
You
because...
scared the crap out of him, my god! He was, horrified.
Well, let me tell you what happened. I had it be that the FanFic Critic gets up and she says, "Excuse me for a minute while I shut your bird up." And I started to make squawking sounds like I was the bird, and it was supposed to be a deal that the FanFic Critic was like killing the bird or something, but we ended up scaring the poor thing, and then I felt horrible. I'm like, "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to scare you." I think he forgave me, though, because he let me pet him for a bit, and then he tried to bite my finger
Actually,
off.
I think he got your finger that day.
Yeah, he did, but I deserved it.
I think he's like, that's payback! It's payback!
Yeah. Yeah. So, Archangel Assassin and I, we might try to do another co-review in the future. I'm not sure when, though, but I'll be sure to choose a fanfic that's not as long and awful.
Oh my god.
The fanfic that we chose, it was a Justin Bieber fanfic, and
One of
it
those
was...
Justin Bieber romance stories. Like, this girl wants to... She's what, the sister of the Jonas Brothers?
Yes, which I don't know if they even have a sister.
I think they do. I'm not exactly sure. And then it's like, oh, she loves him so much, but her brothers are being like wicked overprotective and weird shit like that. And then they play this god awful prank, like something from like Scream or something.
Yeah, and it didn't have any paragraph spacings at all. It was like two massive paragraphs. One was supposed to be in her point of view, and then the second one was supposed to be in his point of view. And it was just these two gigantic blocks of text. And it was so hard to read.
Oh my god.
And the review went on for so long, and my camera ran out of battery, and
it ran out like not even part of it ran out like 2 sentences into yours.
Yeah, and we weren't even near done with it. And after I saw how long that footage was, I think it was like over an hour. I'm thinking, yeah, we're not going to do this as a co-review. If we're going to need to find another episode, another fanfic. I have a ton of requests, so I'm sure Archangel Assassin and I will find something.
Hopefully something more game related.
Yes. So it looks like right here we are already suffering with the badness of the story, and I think we had just really started reading at this point.
I will say I was freaking out a ton more than you.
Yeah, well, we had a little bit with me at the end, but...
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm just kind of like spazzing out on everything.
Well, we're assuming that the fanfic critic was supposed to be, like, bottling it in, like, acting all calm and collected and stuff, but on the inside she's like...
But another thing that really bothered me about this fanfic was lack of usage of proper punctuation and the fact that they weren't capitalizing names and even getting names wrong later in the story.
Yeah, Peggy became Jenny, and all the characters were out of character, and poor Hank.
Oh my god, it wasn't Peggy's Revenge, it was, what was it, 3 people, 1 Hank.
Yeah, exactly. It was awful. I mean... Someone commented on this episode saying that they hated King of... Pretty much their comment really had nothing to do with the fanfic reading. They were just talking about how much they hate King of the Hill, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's nice, but that still doesn't justify writing an awful fanfic like this. I mean, the way I see it, if this person wrote this fanfic because they hated King of the Hill, why bother? Why waste your time on something that you hate so much?
Exactly. That'd be like me writing some weird story on a game that I don't like. I wouldn't waste my time. I'd rather write a story about a game that I like rather than a game I don't like.
Yeah, I mean, and for me, yes, I do review bad fanfics, but here's the thing, I get requests and stuff, so...
I've yet to request something to you. I plan to, but I mean, you've got so many requests as it stands.
Oh, you can still request. It'll just take a while, and I hope that you guys understand. Please don't get mad if I don't get to your fanfics right away. Most people are good about this, but there are some people who kind of leave comments like, "You haven't got to my story yet." It's like, I'm sorry, but I have a ton of requests, and I even try to say this when someone requests. It's like, it might be a while. Are you fine with that? It's like, oh yeah, sure. So I'm just apologizing in advance if it takes a while, but I have a lot of requests, and also I don't have all the free time in the world because I do have a job outside of being the fanfic critic. I don't sit on my butt all day being the fanfic critic, because if that was the case, I'd probably be done with episode 120 by now. And my job, I'm trying to become a manager, and once when I do become a manager, more of my time is going to be eaten up, so trying to, balance stuff, you know what I mean?
Oh god, I think we're talking about sizes of dick.
Oh, yes.
I've noticed that in all the fan fictions you read, people are like over-exaggerating, saying, oh, well, this is 9 inches, this is 12 inches, this is 13 inches. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's totally...
Well, I guess someone wrote a fanfic about Drew Pickles having, like, a dick the size of a football field or something like that.
Oh, what was it, the 3,000-mile-long dick? I don't know, I heard something about that, too. I'm like...
how would that even fit in your pants?
It wouldn't. You'd need, like a whole troop of 18-wheelers to slowly move as you walk.
Oh my god, the visual.
A giant 3,000-mile-long dong.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Okay, the look on my face there was just kind of creepy the way I was looking at you.
Yeah, people, sorry about the fact that, I know you guys probably noticed my head twitch a lot. It's because I have some sort of issue with my eyes, but it's nothing serious. It's just I know that it seems a little weird.
Yeah, it's just a deal that her eyes kind of lock when she's reading something, so she has to twitch. She's not even aware of it. She twitches and it, resets.
Sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't, but I mean, I see it a lot more when I, video, and I'm like, oh my god, why? It's weird, but don't worry. I mean, I've had people say something before, like, not even... I mean, in real life, they ask if I'm okay. I'm like, why do you ask? It's weird. But
Yeah, or I have my jaw where it locks and I have to, like open it and crack it back in place. That gets really annoying.
yeah, but you know what? Everybody's got their own little
blue pills to help.
things that go wrong. And mine's just a little more visual than others.
It's a long story. You'd have to watch something.
Yeah, so I had a lot of fun with this. Oh, the reason why I keep on looking over to my left is because at some point in the review, Liz's younger brother came in.
Oh, God.
And you probably notice when that happens because I start to read a lot softer, and I keep on, glancing over at him because, it was a disturbing thing.
He's old enough to understand, but at the same point in time, it was rather nasty.
Yeah.
But it's definitely funny, the look on his face, because I was looking over at him, too, and he was giving me this most disgusted look ever. It was awful. I'm like, oh my god, he's going to be scarred for life.
Yeah.
It's empty.
Oh my god, this is probably... It was just so
noise?
gross. I mean, why? I think one of the most... Ugh. I can't even think about it. It's just wrong.
Oh, it was wrong. I mean, I'm actually surprised I managed to sit during the review for most
Didn't they ever
part.
think of, having Peggy talk to somebody and talk to him about it or something?
No.
That's like I had explained before with the Sin Dragon thing. Oh, I'm not going to let you talk common sense into my son, or I'm not going to go talk to him. I'm just going to support the fact that you want to kill him.
Yeah, that was stupid, too.
Yes, very stupid.
Oh my god, and how...
Why am I making that face?
I don't know.
What
to be honest with you guys, how we are doing this commentary, we have the video muted. Normally I have the video playing so I can hear what's going on with the headset, but because Liz is here, I just have it muted, so we can't hear what's going on. We're just kind of guessing what parts we're on, judging by our facial reactions and stuff, and I think we just read something disturbing because Liz here is freaking out, and then she hides, and then I do this.
Oh my god. This was such an awful story. Such an awful, 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 oh my god, awful story. I mean, it was nice to co-star. Actually, from what I've read in the comments, comments, I've heard some people think that we make actually a good commentary team.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of interesting, because...
Well, in case Game Sector never works out, you can always be like a co-fanfic critic with me if you want.
I guess. The co-critic that enjoys to play games.
Yeah, like we could be the Siskel and Ebert of fanfics.
Oh, God. I'm sure once I get everything squared away, Game Sector will go back up. It's just taking a little longer than I thought it would.
Well, now that you're living in a new place, it should be easier for you to record so you don't have as many
Distractions.
Yes, distractions. We'll just keep it at that, folks.
Yeah, definitely. So, now what the hell is happening? I'm trying to read what we're saying because it's muted, but it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna punish him.
I think we're at the part... I'm not sure. Let's just keep on talking about this episode as a whole, but all I know is that we're reacting to something, and...
What I'm saying is that at certain points, since we can't hear it, I'll just say something. What I think was so wrong is why in the world would somebody be like, oh, well, I'm so tired of this and that, I'm going to go have an affair. What the seriously?
And what the heck was, what's his face, doing in his fiance's uncle's house jacking off?
What was it, Lucky? It was Lucky.
And why the heck...
You can only guess who's doing this.
Why would Peggy be turned on by someone who's probably old enough or young enough to be her own son in a few years? Like, because, his fiancée is their niece, so...
I'd be like, oh my god,
And getting turned on to see someone jacking off?
That's just disgusting, ew,
Ugh. To porn, nonetheless. I don't know, it's silly.
It's a shit fic. It's disgusting. And what I find even worse is that they're like, oh, well, it's like, oh, well, we'll get revenge at Hank. Oh, no, let's not talk to him. Let's freaking put him through hell.
Yeah.
He's done nothing wrong. He can't help the way he is. Or how these people portray him to be.
Yeah. It was just stupid. It really was.
It was mean. It was basically a fic on hating on Hank Hill.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't think this was a troll fic, though, because I've noticed that a lot of troll fics, they have, like, distinct features about them. Like, if you look at the Comics Nix fanfics, oh my god, those are so troll fics. And yes, people, I am aware that they are troll fics. The person who requested them, Ringmaster J5, when he started the challenge with me, he said that they were troll fics, and the challenge is pretty much to see if I can get through with reading them. But I'm still going to bash on them with the grammar and stuff, because that's just how I am.
It just made no sense.
Yeah.
And then another one that just baffles me is the whole, Peter Chimera guy.
Yeah, I'm not...
His fics just suck.
Yeah.
And he says he wrote a book.
Oh god,
What is it, 2 pages long? Buy my book because I am poor.
Yeah, that's...
Good luck selling it.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, like I said, with the whole request thing, I'll probably be requesting a story that I'm writing when I get back to it.
Okay.
Yes, people, I am writing a fanfic. But it'll be good. It's not going to be bad. It's not going to have...
Well, technically, your fanfic about me wasn't bad. You just had issues with it, and you had Susan live under the bed and stuff. But it wasn't bad compared to...
That was the biggest issue, aside from having the crappy author in there.
Well, you didn't... When you wrote that fanfic, I think it was before you saw episode 41, so you didn't know that the crappy author...
Yeah, because I had limited access to a computer at that point.
Yeah, so you weren't all caught up. And let's just say Liz's fanfic was a lot better than some of the other FanFic Critic fanfics out there.
We just got to the point where...
Oh my god.
Talking about the size and the length and width of an arm.
I'm sorry, but if it's really that big, it would not fit inside of your crotch without killing you. It would go up to your heart.
I don't think it would...
It would rip a hole in your uterus.
Ugh.
Oh, I think we're talking about the author who must not be named at this point.
Ugh.
Okay, that's what we'll call her. We'll call her Voldemort. How about that? Okay. Okay, let's get back to the actual thing.
Okay, but, oh yes, I do believe it's time for you to keep... Or was it me keeping reading? writing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think, yeah, me and you, we kept on making comments to each other the entire time.
It was just such an awful story, and it deserved to have as many crappy-ass comments that we put through it as we did.
Yeah.
Because it was just, oh my god. I don't even know how to begin with something like this. It's just, oh my god.
Oh, tell me about it. I believe this episode was like filmed sometime in February.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure.
It was, because at the scene where you're walking by the window, you can see the lake outside and it's covered in snow. And this was, and I know that I filmed the next FanFic Critic Freakouts.
What the hell are you doing?
Grinning creepily at the camera. Okay.
I kind of wish I knew what was going on.
I'm mad about some... The facial expressions.
We have such really funny ones.
I have creepy ones.
And mine are hysterical for some reason.
Yours are just goofy. Mine are goofy, and then they have the creepy moments. It's like, okay, I wouldn't want to wake up and see that right next to me. You wrote a bad fanfic.
Dun, 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 dun.
No, like a bad author is sleeping in bed and they roll over and I'm lying next to them, grinning, saying, "You wrote a really bad fanfic," and then they...
Oh, Jesus.
Ugh, that would be creepy.
That would be as scary as hell.
Yeah. Who's scarier, though? Angry fanfic critic or Angry Susan?
Sure. I do have to say Angry Fanfic Critic has more scary points than Angry Susan does.
But Angry Susan is very rare. And I have to admit, in the end of the second Comics Nix challenge, when she's threatening Ringmaster J5, I had her look so creepy.
I just randomly stuck my tongue out at you a couple seconds ago.
Oh yeah, because I think I said something that annoyed... Didn't I see you do it too and I said something?
Oh, I think we're getting to something really nasty.
No, this might have been the part where they were crapping in his... Oh, maybe when they were sticking the needle up his winky?
God, that was awful. They're like, oh, well, let's do something about that narrow urethra. Oh, these needles are so brittle, let's shove it in there and then bend her dick so it breaks into a bazillion pieces.
And these are his friends.
Yeah, some friends they are.
Yes, let's mutilate our friend's genitalia just because we feel like it.
Oh my god, my face.
You can't see your eyes. All you can see is your mouth. And oh my god, that's so funny. You're like, ah!
I'm like, oh my god, why? And then after, oh my god, what was it? What was it? Peggy had like John Redcorn freaking fucking her, and then it's like, oh, guess what? You have to eat all that. You have to eat all the cum out of her. It's like, oh god, ew. And then after that, she says, oh, here, have some lemonade, and starts peeing in his mouth. I don't even understand why someone would do something as awful as this. I understand you can have a hatred for characters as much as you want, but seriously, why waste the time writing something about them? It kind of makes me wonder why the writer of Ringy's Horrible Death did that. My god, I look like I'm about to curl up into a ball and just, like, cry or something.
And the sad thing is, I'm not reacting much to this.
I literally look like I just want to get up and jump out the window that's right next to me. I like how I go from, like, cringing to, like, oh my god, and then, oh, this is awful.
Yeah, it was a god-awful fanfic. Ugh.
It was unbelievably awful.
I think... Oh god, the doll part, that was funny.
It's not a doll, it's an action figure. You want to know doll, try Sailor Moon Red. That's a doll.
Oh, don't get me started on Sailor Moon Red, thank you.
No, but there's a difference. Sailor Moon Red has dolls. That is an action figure.
Okay.
Action figures are posable.
Okay.
Dolls are not.
Okay.
Just clarifying that up for everyone.
In other words, an action figure is a fancy doll.
It's not a doll.
Yeah.
Well, then that would mean that you played with dolls, too, playing with the Marcus Phoenix figure.
Well, it's a manly doll, let's put it that way.
Well, then all of mine are, too, because...
It's still better than the Sailor Moon ones.
Exactly. And at least we try to voice act.
Yeah. Man, my Marcus voice was awful. It was very hard to do, too.
Well, it's
Dog!
It's very hard to do a battle-hardened voice like that, you know? It's a battle-hardened prisoner of war, seen a lot of death kind of voice, you know?
Indeed.
Actually, in case people didn't know, the person who voices Marcus Phoenix also voices Bender from Futurama.
Yeah, I think a lot of people know that.
Ain't that a kicker? I never knew that. I was sitting there, I was watching Futurama, and I'm like, how are they the same person?
No, I knew.
I didn't. I was like, wow, that's awesome.
I may not have been reading it
And I like how they stay consistent with it. You know, they keep the same voice actor for all of the games. Whereas I think Infamous and Infamous 2, the main character from Infamous 1 was voiced by forget his name, but they don't use him in the second game. It's like, well, what the hell?
Hank crawled up between Jenny's
Back to the story though. we're kind of wandering off track here.
And now we're both getting close to the screen. Like, what the heck?
Well, I have a hard time seeing from far away, especially when it comes to fanfics when everything is crammed together in a paragraph.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was awful.
It was disgusting. There must have been
Oh jeez.
cups of seed.
What the heck am I doing to my jacket there?
You're fondling yourself. Okay.
Okay, bad visual. You guys not need that. Yeah.
Let's see. Ugh, and it smelled and tasted so bad I thought I might puke. Someone entered the room from the
So, this fanfic was probably one of the most painful fanfics I've ever had to read out loud. Not as painful as Rini's horrible death, though.
And I'd say not nearly as disgusting as Cloud mows the lawn.
Oh yes, and we'll be doing a commentary on that too. It'll be coming up very shortly. And you have to do it with me because even though you didn't actually do much in the episode, you were still there.
I'll give you guys my thoughts of what I was thinking while I was trying to ignore it while playing my game.
I don't think you really need to, though, because I think they could tell what your thoughts were just by your facial expressions.
But I'll give them better detail of my thoughts. I gave them a vague description with my face.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know anymore. Oh, I think this is the part where they're taking turns peeing and crapping in his mouth.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
And then the other guy comes in and says, oh, let's videotape this and make a porno.
Oh, there goes the razor. Did you even notice that I had the razor coming up to my neck?
I am beating myself with a notebook.
Yeah.
Peggy began hissing into Hank's mouth, making him drink all her urine.
Jeez, at that point it looks like I'm like holding it like I love it. Oh, straight blade, where art thou, straight blade?
Just think of it that way.
By the way, guys, I know I've said this many times, but the straight blade is a prop replica, as in it doesn't actually cut anything.
Yeah, I should know it's not sharp at all, people. It's just a little piece of metal.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really be holding it up to people's throats in reality if it was really deadly, you know
Actually,
what I mean?
it's kind of funny, because if they watch the bloopers, when you tell my brother to hold the thing, he has this look on his face like, oh my god, is it real?
Yeah. Well, they did a good job, because I went to, like, MoMA in New York City, and they had a Tim Burton exhibit, and they had the razors on display. You couldn't, like, touch them or anything, but they had them on display from the Sweeney Todd movie, and they did a really good job, because I saw the blade that this one was based off of, and it looked almost exactly the same, except the one from the movie, all the blades are really dirty. I'm surprised they didn't bother to clean them before they put them on display, but it had like powder and stuff on them and stuff.
Well, I think it's to keep to the aspect that, I'm not sure. Whatever.
Maybe to show that they were used a lot and stuff.
Maybe, or maybe that's just the way they turned out by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Sometimes with things like that, things tarnish, and it's weird, you know.
Yeah. Beautiful blades, though. Very beautiful blades.
I actually plan on having some interesting game-related props for my show.
Yeah. Well, I have a couple of props. I have the straight blade. I have Susan's phase pistol. I now have that air assault gun that you gave me a while back, although you guys won't be seeing that gun until the Cupcakes review. That's right.
Oh god, you reviewed that?
Yep, it's going to be episode 129.
What is that look on my face? Sorry.
Yeah, I have been filming episodes of FanFic Critic while working on episode 120. I just haven't edited any of them yet. So I might have maybe a week or two break after I air episode 120 just so I can, get those episodes edited. I hope you guys understand.
It's just... Oh my god. When I heard that story, I think I first heard it from, what's his name?
It's really hard to read.
Aliento?
Aliento.
Yeah, I first heard him read that one. I'm like this. Oh my god, that is awful. And then one day I came over, and
Oh yeah, I showed you the uncut version of the episode before I, had to edit
God.
it.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, how the fuck is she able to read this? It's just the most disgusting story I have ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, to be honest with you guys, I did not want to review that story. I saw the hardcore kids reading of it on That Guy with the Glasses, and in the comments section I put down, I really hope that no one requests this.
Yeah, but
and someone did, because one day I checked my mailbox and some anonymous person emailed me, and it was pretty much the story, and I'm thinking, oh great. Thank you very much. Ugh.
Yeah, well, you know what? I just don't understand why people want to do something as disgusting, and the thing is I've never seen the show of My Little Pony, but, I do remember seeing, all the things on television, like the toys and stuff, while I'm, sifting through the channels, and, how could something that's supposed to be kid-friendly be turned into something like Hostel or Saw?
Well, they've done that with a lot of kids stuff. I mean, you got some of the SpongeBob fanfics I've read, the one called Leave Me Alone. You have, Rini's Horrible Death, Chibi Usa's 7th birthday.
Yeah, but you gotta think, with Rini's Horrible Death, I understand it's gruesome towards a child, but there was a lot of violence in that show to begin with.
Yes, but nothing like that.
It may not be nothing like that, but at the same point in time, it could, it's not too far-fetched for something like that, maybe not to a child.
Well, it was far-fetched because Usagi would never do that.
Yes,
that's why it was
very out of
far-fetched.
character. Maybe.
Oh god, this part was when I found out that they showed the video to children.
Oh my god, who does that? Oh, let's make this porno and show all of the kids in school.
Yeah, it looked like I was literally hyperventilating. I don't think you noticed until I started to do the...
Exactly. I'm sitting there and I'm just like, wow, who the hell... What the hell? Why the hell? That's exactly what I was thinking when I was getting towards the end of this.
And I believe we're near the very end of the story.
Yeah, exactly. The end. I think I just... Oh my god. Just my expression goes from read, what?
Exactly. Now it's a bit where we both rant. I think I mainly had you do the rant and then the ending bit, which was a lot of fun to film.
Exactly.
The bloopers and everything.
I will admit, yes, I did appear to be the holder of the camera for certain aspects of the thing.
And she also played the role of Susan's arm.
Yay! I do that a lot.
Yeah. She played Susan's arm in this episode. She played her arm. She played her arm, and she also played my role in How the Rip Stole reviewing.
Oh my god! Don't even get me started on that.
Pretty much, we put Liz in the jacket, and we just had it filmed so you could just see her shoulder.
I think you said that in the commentary. I partially played your shoulder. I had to sit up so high because I'm like, I'm so short.
Yeah, because I think it worked out good, though, because it was believable.
Exactly.
And also, Liz plays a little bit of a role in episode 120 as well. Pretty much in episode 120, she played Susan's arm, because you guys saw in the trailer for that you see an arm reach over and grab the FanFic Critic. That's supposed to be Susan, but Liz plays her role in that. And also, Liz pretty much sat down and, was just kind of there, so when I was, playing the roles of Susan or the FanFic Critic, when I looked in that direction, Liz could, kind of be something I could focus, although she's shorter than me, but, you know. So I wouldn't, like, do anything where I wouldn't have to worry about my hand, like, cutting into the shot. Oh, this part was so funny. And then...
it was so fun to film, too.
Hand... Ah! Okay, Susan just looks scary from that angle. Ouch.
Meg, I don't understand how you go through such a beating.
Yeah.
And just so you guys know, we've been best friends for, like, ever.
Yeah. I still can't believe that some people actually think that Susan is a different...
Somebody different. That shocked me when I saw that. I watched that, I'm like, really? I mean, I know that, because I being your friend and all, but, it's... I mean, I can tell the difference. I just can't... Oh, here I come with a bowl of popcorn.
Yeah.
Actually, it was an empty bowl, but...
Just like how it zooms in and the look on your face.
That was awesome. Oh, that part was so hard because it was such little space to deal with.
And the sound your bird was making in the cage made it sound like someone was walking away. So that was cued perfectly because it sounded like someone was walking off. So yeah, that we had a lot of fun with this episode. And
definitely.
Special thanks, Archangel Assassin, you rock. And then this ending bit.
I love this.
Who bit my vacuum? Oh man, well thank you for joining me for this commentary, and I will see you in the next commentary when we take a look at Cloud Mows the Lawn. This is Megan Wessels, the FanFic Critic.
And this is Archangel Assassin. Stab you later.
And we'll see you all very soon.